swear you jumped and landed in the splits. No, you got that's you what? That's not advanced. All flicking your hair in the water. I was like, oh. I swear I watched that video about 3 times.
Yeah. It's like
It was wicked.
So when people see it, 'cause when I do post it on my main page, it gets flooded like, good for you, I'm glad, and I've always wanted to do this, and I'm like, okay, because a lot of the times we get boxed in.
We do.
Because I'm soon 50, and as I said, I'm dancing
You look
20
so
year
good.
old. So,
But when are you 50?
2 years.
No way.
Yeah.
You want to try?
Yeah. So I dance with a person called Dance with Faye Matt. But there's loads around, and I've just started one called Fine Wine Heels class, which is for the more mature woman to, they still got moves. We still look good. We could still go on with ourselves.
We still look good.
There's still pressure out there. I saw a video. I didn't see it. The song for the first time. It's a song that's basically saying, "Oh, just because she's been in the house." And
are you filming?
We are recording.
Where's the time? Where's the time though?
I'm gonna put it on the right
All
now
right.
for
Okay.
you.
Oh, that was all on.
Sorry, Paula.
That's cute. No.
I can see you was walking out. Yeah, what song are you referring to?
There's a song and it says, she might be in the house and looking after the kids, but she's still pressure. Yeah, your baby mama's still pressure.
That's right.
Funny, yeah.
Pressure on the man there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right, cool. Right, I've got to remember to keep looking this way and not look that way. All right, cool.
Hi, Paula. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's so wonderful to have you here. Thank you for coming.
It's a pleasure to be in here. It's a pleasure being here.
Imagine I don't know you. Tell me who you are and what you do.
Okay, so I'm Paula Perry. I'm a mother of 2 adult children. Normally I would start with who I am and what I do, but I want to start with I'm a compassionate person who wants to see others elevate in life. That's come from my own childhood background, upbringing, that has led me to do things that possibly people would say I shouldn't have done. So it's led me to create a business of my own, which is it's called You For Us. So when you are in your best place, mentally, physically, emotionally, what is the last one? Physically.
Yeah.
It impacts the us. So the us being your children, your family members, your peers, and ultimately wider community. So I created that as a space of wanting to empower others, that it trickles down and has a benefit to the next generation.
Yeah.
So I started in areas of finance because I was good at it and it was a comfort space. It's not where God told me to be, by the way, but it was comfort.
Yeah.
And I look at things like education, parenting, finance, and it's all about elevating someone else so the next generation has a step up in life.
Well, I mean, you are a force to be reckoned with on social media.
You.
You know, you are highly known for what you do, and it's amazing. But how did we get here? Just very briefly, because I remember going back a couple of years ago, you put up a post that said you'd quit your job.
Yes.
So kind of lead me through that.
Yeah.
Where were you working before?
Okay, yep. So I've always worked in local government. So my profession is program project manager.
Okay.
So I've managed multi-million-pound projects across the country, all community-based projects. So when I first got into that field, I was administration. I didn't know there was businesses out there that done these things. So gradually I've grown throughout the organization to project manager, where I'm developing projects and so forth and managing these programs. So in between that, I started to want to do things for myself. So I started back up. That's not how it started. I'd done a course with a gentleman called Robin Walker, the Black History Man. And I'd done a 4-year course with him that covered not only history, economics, and a number of different things.
Amazing. 4 years?
4 years. I studied with
you must
him.
have gone, studied everything.
Yeah, it was deep, very deep, from ancient Africa, different civilizations, what we've done as Black people, and it blew my mind. And then it went into economics, social development, men and women relationships, so much different things. And then that trickled me to be like, I need to be doing something to help the community myself, and what skills have I got that I can help others.
I love that.
And when it was the economic element of the course, that struck a bell with me, like, oh my gosh, everything he's saying, P, you're doing. But the one thing was your own being self-sufficient, having your own business. And I thought, oh, okay, that's what's missing. So maybe I can teach, show my journey of where I've got to where I am now and teach it. So I started, I had my own first seminar in December 2016 called Stepping Towards Increased Finances.
I think I remember this.
Yeah. Stepping Towards Increased Finances. And I put it out, I think it was the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
It was sold out like 2 weeks before the event.
Amazing.
I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, people's coming. I'm like, wow. It was so successful, a real successful event. And then I carried on doing bits and pieces, and I was getting more recognized. I was putting out things on social media of how to help with your personal finances and so forth. And then, so if I spring forward, it got to the point where I was at work at my desk, secure job, good wage. I was unhappy. I'm sitting there thinking the thing that I'm doing outside, because some people didn't even realize the amount of work I was doing, they didn't even realize I had a full-time job. They thought that was it. Yeah. The amount of that makes me happy. That gives me joy. And I just thought one day, Paula, are you just going to sit here unhappy, or are you going to take the plunge and do what gives you joy? And I said to myself, you know what? I really want to do what gives me joy. And
talk me through that, because I know when I quit my full-time job, that was paying my mortgage,
yes,
my credit cards, my car, my holidays.
Yes.
I was petrified, Paula. Petrified. And it was a big deal for me.
Yeah.
And when I say I was petrified, I'm talking, I was scared.
Yeah.
Did you feel that fear or not really?
Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I didn't have the fear so much because I kind of pre-planned.
Right.
So I set myself up for at least 8-9 months that I knew my outgoings were covered.
Yeah.
So I was good. I've got 2 adult daughters, so if things really got on top, they could handle the bills.
Were they living with you at the time?
Yes.
Yep.
So they're still at home. So I kind of had that kind of cushion where if I need to go back and get a job, I can get a job. It's not going to be hard.
Yeah.
So that's the mindset I had.
Yeah.
I tried to not be, because it did creep in and I had to shut it down, because if I let it creep in, I'd probably still be there right now. So I had to shut it down and say, what lights you up? When I have a seminar and someone comes up to me at the end and say, Paula, thank you so much. What you've done has changed my life. I'm now doing this. Or I get emails now, that seminar that you done 5 years ago, this is what I'm doing now. I've now purchased the property, or now, like, that lights me up. That makes me feel joy. And the stability, that was cool, but it wasn't lighting me up. It wasn't making me feel good. So I just had to make that choice of, like, when you're doing your talks or podcasts or whatever you're doing out there, teaching Black history or in the schools, that makes you feel good.
Can I ask you something though?
Yes.
Do you think that your ability to take that risk had a lot to do with your children being slightly older and them providing you with a bit of a cushion?
Yes. I think that had a huge part to play, because if they were younger, then it might have not have been so easy, because they're not reliant on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I needed to say, girls, you need to step up and
handle the bills,
they could have done it.
Yeah.
So I think that did play a major role in my thought process as well, because I knew I was going to be all right either way.
And also you had about 8-9 months saving.
Yes. So I had a good amount saved up first.
Would you encourage somebody, if they were going to start their own business, to have a bit of money in the bank?
Yes, definitely. To be fair, I feel like you just need to have that, even as in personal finances, where you call it emergency funds, I call it my get vex money. you need to have some form of cushion that allows you that peace of mind to float towards what you want to do. Now, if you're stressing about, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay this bill this month? Then it's not allowing you to be really creative, have your mind open to opportunities, because your mind's still focused on a fear or a worry. So it's not allowing you to be completely open to newness.
So true.
Yeah.
So true. So how did you quit your job? Was it like dramatic?
Yeah.
or was it like planned?
Yeah, it was kind of planned. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do it this month. And I gave him my notice. When I gave it to my boss at the time, I did go back to my desk thinking, should you go back and take back that notice? And I said, no,
rescind.
No, I'm doing this. I'm going on my own. I'm you for us.
That's the goal. That's the future.
Yes, it's you for us now. I'm you for us full time. And I felt good. I felt good about it. When the day came up, like I was thinking like, yeah, all right, see you later. Push through the roving doors, and I was like, I'm out of it.
I remember, I think you've done a reel on it.
Yeah,
I
did.
I was like, go girl.
Yeah. I walked off like.
So when you left, did you ever have like panic moment? Or was it just full throttle ahead?
If I'm honest, I think it was just this is good. This is happening now. It has to happen. And I must admit, like, I just feel like God has been in charge of everything, because I've not looked back once.
Wow.
And I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Opportunities were just coming along, because when I first started out with You For Us, everything was free. I didn't think I was good enough to be saying, oh, I'm charging to do a talk. So I just
went to talk about pricing.
I just went everywhere. Listen, this happens in live TV. Live TV, the earrings just dropped out. So I didn't think I was good enough to say, like, who are you to be charging? So I just done everything like without charging. And then there came a point where, actually, Paula, you're giving good knowledge, your experience, you're good at what you do, and you're allowed to charge. And I remember, when I first put out my fee for sort of speaking gig, and it's like, oh yeah, okay. I was like, oh, okay. Like,
can we talk about this? Because pricing is such a huge thing with business owners.
Yes.
So initially you were doing everything for free. All your speaking arrangements were for free.
Yes.
When did it hit you that actually I am worthy to charge?
Yeah.
Did it take a while?
It took a while. I feel like it came in that you need to be charging, and then that other mind that comes in and tells you, well, who are you to be charging? Like, you haven't been doing this for that long, or you're not so and so, or you're not speaking in front of hundreds. Like, who are you to be charging? And then I had to wind myself back. A lot of books and things that I was reading, or things that I was listening to, wind myself back that sometimes you have to charge, because then people respect what they're getting as well. So I remember a friend of mine saying to me, Paula, even when you have your events, it might be free. Even if you charge £5, people respect that they exchanged £5. Where when it's free, they can say, oh, I'm not bothered, I'm not turning up, but I didn't pay for that. So there was a point in me that said, Paula, what you're giving is valuable. And it's time for you to say, this is how much I charge.
Were you scared?
I was very scared. Like, I would sit at the desk, at the laptop, typing out, this is the fee, and look at it for hours before I sent it. Before I sent it. I've actually even got a reel the other day, a little while ago, that I put up, where I sent out an email with what I was worth. I sent out the price, what I was worth, and it came back accepted. And I was like, but I was worried. I was sitting there like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should have said less. Like, I shouldn't have said that price. And it was accepted. And then I thought, it gives you that validation of, maybe you've been charging too less, or been too small for a long time. But it does take time to get there.
It really
definitely
does.
takes time to get there. And even now, I feel like I'm still not there, but I'm better than I was before.
Yeah. I remember when I had to increase my prices in my business.
Yeah.
And I had to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my business just wasn't going to be viable. I would have no business.
Yeah.
But the fear in me to go and ask for more money, to say, our prices have increased. it made me cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I really had to step back and look at what is it? What are these blockages? What is this fear that I'm going through? And in order for me to overcome it, because I have to, it's not something I can run away from or leave for another year. Because if I don't do it now, I won't have a business in a year's time. The profit margin just wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And I came up with mainly, I wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? Just stepped into the industry.
Yeah.
I don't have 100 homes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have awards.
Yes.
I'm not speaking on stages about my business.
Yeah.
I've just arrived.
Yeah.
And I had to get over that and ultimately remember what I am providing is excellent.
Yeah.
And I know it's excellent.
Yes.
And once I realized that, the value, it just blew up for me. And I was like, yeah, and if you don't want to pay, fine.
That's the key thing there. If you don't want to pay, that's fine. There's somebody else who will.
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes the lack mindset or the poverty mindset sometimes leads us as business owners to feel like we need to take anything that's given to us. Yeah. And until we get to that point of what you've just explained, that no, the value that I'm given is worth what I'm charging. And those who see the value will pay the charge. Yeah. And those who don't, then there's somebody else for them. Yes. It's not a bad thing. It's just not, I'm just not for you. Yeah. But there may be somebody else for you in your budget range as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've started the business.
Yes.
We're flourishing.
Uh-huh.
When was it that you realized I've arrived? I'm a business owner. I'm doing the thing.
Yeah. Do you know what? If I'm totally honest, I still don't feel like I've arrived. Yeah, I really don't. I've got this thing where I'm just like, this is what I love doing. I'm doing it because I have friends and family members who are like, P, like, you're about like
you're doing the thing,
yeah,
girl.
you're doing it. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, it's just what I love and I just enjoy doing it. But I don't get that sense of I've arrived, I'm here, I don't, if I'm honest. And sometimes I get cussed by my friends like, Paula, you're too humble, you're too, like, sometimes acknowledge what you've achieved. And again, I even speak about this with my therapist, that is it my childhood coming up where I just feel like I just have to stay humble or, you know, not celebrate myself. So I'm working through that because a lot of I have achieved a lot in terms of business, in terms of being the first person to do things in family, but I don't celebrate it as much as I should sometimes. And I've achieved awards and stuff like that, but I just don't celebrate it as much as maybe I should, if I'm totally honest.
Would you mind giving me a bit more context around that?
Yeah, I feel like, for example, what can I give you an example with? All right, so for example, I might achieve a goal. And instead of feeling really good about that goal and say it's been achieved, I acknowledge it's been achieved, but I feel sometimes that, well, that wasn't a lot that you done. You just achieved that goal. It wasn't a major thing that you done. And even though it had impact, even though it may have, and I always got this motto that even if something that it does impacts one person, that is good enough for me, because that one person will have a knock-on effect and it'll be a domino effect and it will impact others. But for me, it's almost like, you know, who are you? I still got that little finger of who are you? And I'm working through that, because one thing about me is that I still have dreams and I still have goals. It might take me long sometimes, but I still step out and do it. So people see the stepping out and doing it, but not, I might have had that idea 2 years ago and it's taken me 2 years to really say, Paula, do it. You can do it. And then I do it and it's successful. I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have done this 2 years ago. But what stops you in that in between of when you have the idea to thinking that, am I good enough to do it? So those are stuff that I work through. Some things I just do it straight away.
Yeah.
Other things that I may ponder on a long time. And it's not like I haven't got the knowledge, I haven't got the skill, I haven't got the know-how to talk about the things. Because most of the stuff that I do in business, it comes from a heart place, it comes from a knowing place, it comes from I've done it place. But at the same time, I feel like there's always this good and bad that's trying to pull you to say, yes, you can do it. But there's this other mind that tries to dampen your spirit. And it's about working through that and overcoming that. And I feel like everybody has that in business, but some people may have that, can shut that down quickly, where others, it may take a bit longer to shut it down.
No, I can totally resonate with what you've said. I mean, I will achieve something and I'm like, oh, okay, let's move on. It's like, it's done now.
Yeah.
I don't take the time to celebrate it and applaud myself.
Yes.
That definitely stems from my childhood. And I guess because I feel like when I had my daughter so young, I was judged a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm constantly trying to prove myself and I'm still working through it as well.
Yeah.
Because people will be like, you've done this, you've done that. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that a big deal?
Exactly.
And, like, you genuinely don't think it is?
It's funny you saying what you've just said, because talk about it. My therapist said to me the other day, Paula, you know that you don't need to be proven nothing no more. And it hit me.
That's so good.
It hit me because I was like,
so good.
What do you mean by that? She's like, Paula, like for our session, like you know, you had to prove you had a child young. It's proving you was a good mum. You know, your childhood not having a mum around, like you proving that you are a good person. You went to university because you was kicked out of school, so you wanted to prove that you could study at that level. There's loads of it you don't need. You're doing now. You don't need to prove anymore. You do know that. And I was like it stuck with me for a couple of days. Like,
yeah, man, that's got me a bit emotional, to be fair. Yeah, that's so good.
And that's the thing. I feel like there's a connection with upbringing, childhood, and I'm quite open. Anybody who knows me on social media or watch anything, I'm very, very open about my upbringing and stuff. But I feel like sometimes, unless you're working through it, it does still have an impact in your adulthood. Hence why I'm really, really rich and stuck on You For Us in regards to breaking our own habits, changing our own cycles as adults so our children don't follow in these footsteps, because unfortunately that's what's happened a lot in life as well.
And you've raised two wonderful daughters.
Thank you.
They're amazing.
Yes.
And I know that you post about their achievements. So that is testimony alone.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the business side. So how did the business develop?
Okay.
What did you do? Events? And I know that you wrote a book.
Yes.
Can we talk about that as well?
Yes. So I've done events, and as I said, I studied with Robin Walker for 4 years. At the end of my course, I had the opportunity to teach Black history to Key Stage 3 students. So it was like a Saturday school, and we would teach Black history. There's a few of us.
Is that in Croydon?
That's in Croydon.
Yeah.
Yes.
My daughter went.
Yes, the Croydon supplementary school. CSEP, big up CSEP.
Is it still going?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So I had the chance of teaching Black history there. And then while we were teaching Black history, we started developing content for lessons. So instead of teaching ancient history, we started introducing UK Black British history.
Right.
Through that, the content that we was developing, we started saying, hold on, there's something here. There's something here. So we developed it further we created, there's 4 of us, myself, Robin Walker, Vanika Marshall, and Anthony Vaughan. We created Black British history, Black influences on British culture from 1948 to 2017. And it was the first of its kind of an educational textbook written in line with the national curriculum.
Wow.
And when I done a video about it, hi, I'm an author now, I'm pleased to announce this, and the video went whoosh, it went viral. And it was almost like everybody was like, at last, Black British history. So even that alone, that helped me in my business as well, because it was like, oh my gosh, who is this? We want to know more about this book. And that gave me more talks. I've spoken in some major corporate organizations about Black British history. Beautiful. Because it's nice when I'm teaching the history and the room doesn't look like me, but you're recognizing like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that. And I remember being at an event and the lady was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Scar was from Jamaica. And I was like, well, I'm glad you saw this presentation today.
What in the book is the most like interesting find?
Okay. Not being biased, everything in there is quite interesting. However,
I need to get it.
Yeah,
I need
definitely.
to buy it. Yeah.
I feel like things like the reason why Carnival was created, because everybody goes to Carnival, right? The big celebration. And Carnival was created by a lady called Claudia Jones. She was one of the founding who created Carnival, a part of the team. And it was originally done to ease racial tension. So it was an indoor festival, like a beauty pageant, where they would play music and so forth. And the first one was held in King's Cross, in St. Pancras. And it was about easing racial tension at the time. So I think that's really interesting. Things like the Keyhole Surgery was pioneered by a Ghanaian surgeon called Dr. Rubinho. So there's loads of different things in there that are the first that people just don't know, but they should know. It's definitely worth buying. The good thing about it as well is that it's not only, even though it's aimed at Key Stage 3 students, so that's 11 to 14-year-olds, many adults don't know the information in the book. And it's a nice thing to learn together, go through the study together, because it's a study book, text, sources, activity questions. And it's easy reading. So it's a lot of information in there, 32 lessons, picture appendix. It even talks about things like the uprisings of the 80s, the New Cross fires. So it talks about a lot of history that is really important to Black British people and how Black people have positively influenced British culture, and how it has changed certain, landscapes as well. So it's a really good read. And then
I'm
we got
definitely going to buy it.
Yeah, good.
Definitely. So then after this book, then what happened?
So after the book, I'm still getting talks to do financial talks. And then I've moved into doing personal development stuff in schools and colleges as well. So I start doing more personal development stuff using, again, my own personal experiences, and helping young people who are in schools that are not engaging with the educational system. They're being called the bad kids, but they're not the bad kids. Sometimes they're just misunderstood. There's a lot of things going on at home, which I can correlate when I'm speaking to these young people, because I'm always open about myself, which gets that buy-in, which gets that relatability with them, that actually you just need someone to listen to you. You just need someone to actually believe in you. You just need someone to guide you a little bit. And sometimes the educational system, unfortunately, hasn't got that time to nurture the children who may need additional support or extra support, because there's a lot going on at home. There's a lot going on in homes that impact the children in schools that are playing up a lot of the time. So I've really taken my time out to dedicate to feeding into that area as well, of helping, because sometimes, and I say this as well, and if I'm just honest, because I'm just an honest person, sometimes a negative person around you is your parent. And that's a hard thing to swallow. And as a young child growing up, you don't recognize that, why am I like this? Not realizing it's not only your environment, but your direct environment that is
so true.
The negativity around you that's having an impact in how you behave. And it's sad that a lot of young people are going through this, and why it's an area of business that I want to focus a lot more on in the future, from now and future, like the parenting stuff, and just parenting, understanding that the way you speak, it might be some, because a lot of the things are just generational, especially as Black people. Sometimes that harshness, we feel like just the way I am, but it's impacting a child in their adulthood, that now they feel insecure. Now they feel like they can't, they don't speak up for themselves. And it all stems from things that are happening in the home and childhood sometimes. So that is something that's really, really close to my heart. And, as a young girl, I've practically grown myself since I was 13. Do you know what I mean? I was a child who had a child. Do you know what I mean? So fortunate for me is that I've always had like an adult mind, if that makes sense. So I just done things differently. So, but I was still the child that grandma said, "Una no fala Paula." Do you know what I mean? Until she's like, "Una talk to Paula." Things turn around, you know. But yeah,
it's amazing, isn't it? Because actually, you could have taken your life could have had a different trajectory.
whole different
God is
roads.
good.
And God is very, very good. And that's why sometimes I'm just really grateful, because my daughters, although they're different personality, they're two different people, the foundational morals and mindset and levels are installed in them. And that's something I'm really, really proud of, because even in schools when they were like, oh, they used to tell their kids, oh, my mum's older than she was, because I was the young man who was strict, or who no, you're not doing nails, you're not doing this, you're not doing where other children were allowed, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, my mum's the young mum, but she's the one who's not letting us do stuff, you know? But that's a good thing. But so that's why in business, a lot of my business is around personal stuff that I can see, that I've been through, and that I just want to help others elevate or evolve or break cycles, because that's the thing.
So is your work predominantly with young people then?
It's a mixture, I would say. So it's a mixture between adults of understanding that you can be the one who breaks the cycle, that makes a change for future generation. And then the other element of it is with young people, because sometimes I need to bypass you, adult, and get directly to the young person to feed them positivity into them, of how they navigate around a negative environment.
So you work with parents and children, young people.
Yes.
And you do that directly, like privately, or is it more in schools or with projects?
Right. So some of them are with projects. Or I've got a project coming up soon that I'll be in multiple college campuses running programs with young boys on their own. So it depends of how the projects come up, but ultimately it's normally from when the adults is normally myself, and sometimes I get procured into the schools and colleges. Yes.
Okay. And what about finances? Do you still work on that? Is that part of what you discuss?
See, do you know what's happened in my business and evolvation? So I feel like finances for me is normally the core that leads to a lot of the ills in the community, which that was my first go-to, because it was comfortable. When I go back into my business journals and what was on my heart, that's not what God told me to do.
What did God tell you to do?
I deviated. So my thing was about parenting, understanding the male-woman dynamics. Sometimes as parents, we might not need to be together to be family. To have an amicable and co-parenting style. To have things like retreats around parenting children together, things like that. A lot of it was around developing the man and the woman, but ultimately for the child to have the best of both worlds. So it's almost like I've been a lot in business, but God's bringing me back to what was I telling you to talk about. But the things that I do want to talk about sometimes are difficult, because it can be offending. So it does. And although I would always do things in a loving manner, it can be a bit triggering. And I feel I have troubles with that, because I don't want anyone to feel bad about themselves. But as one of my mentors says, Paula, sometimes you not saying it is keeping away from the person who does need to hear it. So again,
absolutely.
so sometimes things evolve, and sometimes you have to go back to bases. But I do enjoy everything I do, because everything is about elevating and helping someone evolve in their life.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Yeah.
I've seen the dancing on social media, which, sis, you're killing. Okay, you are killing. Is this part of your empowerment for women? Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like it is now. The dancing I do, I started 2 years ago. I was in a icky place, and I stepped into a dance class by myself.
What made you pick dance?
I just felt like I wanted to try this dancing in heels. I seen it around like years before, and I just thought I just wanted to try it.
Sexy.
Yeah. And I stepped in the class. I'll never forget. It was a February 2 years ago. It's what we're now, 2023, and I've not stopped. I go every week since that day, unless I'm not in the country. Now, it's become part of my self-care because it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
The endorphins that I get from it is for days.
Really?
I mean, literally days. And I feel so good. I'm so empowered, so connected to myself that it was a tricky one because I've shared it now because I want other women to have that feeling. And I feel a lot of women, especially, you know, maybe my age, we may have the exterior that looks, everything's fine, but internally we don't feel that way.
Sis, preach to me.
And
preach to me.
And that's
No,
all.
seriously.
That's what I wanted. I wanted, even if every woman tries it once, I feel like every woman should have that feeling of dancing. Yes, it can be sexy, and why can't we be sexy? I dance with a lot of 20-year-olds, I'm going to be honest. Like when I'm in these classes, they're 20-year-olds. I think the oldest might be 30, and they're professional dancers. But I'm in there because I'm just in the room because I enjoy it too.
You're looking like a professional. Yeah,
Thank
please. You are killing it. So can I just ask you,
Yes.
what did you have a void? Is that why you started?
Yeah, I just felt there was something missing. I just felt like I need to be doing something for myself. Like everything that I do majority of the time, whether it's in business, whether it's at home with the children, is for someone else. I'm that person, if I'm honest, I'm that person in my environment is everybody's go-to. And I really ain't got no one to go to, if I'm honest, right? So I just needed some outlet for myself that was for me. It was something that I was doing for me. And the thing about dance as well, which I've only learned over the years since I danced, it's so good for so many different things. It's good for your health. It reduces stress. It can give you boosts, memory boosts. It can delay dementia. It can do so many different things. But it makes you feel good. And so I've created something called Fine Wine Heels Class.
I've seen. It's amazing.
It's new, but it's for women who's over 35 who want to try something new and do something for themselves and get yourself out of your head. Because a lot of time we're in our head. When you're learning a dance choreography, you have to get out of you're in your head, but your body's enjoying it.
I want to go to the session.
Yeah.
But when I say I've got no rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can move a little
okay,
piece, but you know, like I'm not a dancer that can get on the floor, and my knees hurt now because I'm a bit older.
Yeah, that is fine. Things are adapted, all right? So there's some things that we do go down, so there is going down movements, but if you can't, then it will be adapted.
I'll just be at the top.
Yeah, you could be at the top. There's something else, you know? So it can be adapted, but thing is, since I started this, I've got so much inboxes that says, Paula, I love this, but I'm not ready, or I need to lose some weight, or I need to do this, I need to do that. And I'm like, no, I've created this space that you come as you are and you celebrate you now. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you'll look in the mirror and you might do a move and you're like, yo, I look bad when I do that move, you know? And it's just about that celebrating you. So the women who came to the first one, I had 100% good feedback. Everybody left buzzing. And they were thinking, a lot of them felt like, I didn't even think I was going to be able to do this choreo. Like when I was learning, I didn't think at the end I would have remembered it and performed it. Some women told to me, Paula, I pushed myself to come. I weren't going to come.
Wow.
I paid for the ticket, but I was not going to come. But they left saying, I'm glad I came. So
how long's the class?
2 hours.
Right.
So I do a 2 hour class because they're normally an hour and a half. But
Yeah.
I've done 2 hours to give people enough time because we go over it slow. Once everybody's got a part, then we move on and add a bit. So it's really super, super friendly. But I'm really excited about bringing that side of me out. And
When
then
I
created
saw
a
the video,
space.
Paula, of you doing backflips and splits in the water, I was like, I watched the video about 3 or 4 times. You killed it.
So that was Dancing in the Rain. So
It was amazing.
Yeah, thank
No,
you.
I was like, who knew?
Yes, it's a bit shy because again, I'm introducing this part of me to my business page, and it doesn't. For me, it's taken me. I'm battling with it right now because it's not a lot. It doesn't. It's not representing the same things, and then I've had to tell myself and realize that it still ultimately aligns with my business. It's empowering others so they feel good about themselves, and it trickles out in different areas of their life. And then I need to say, who's it for anybody to tell me what elements of business that I'm putting together, if that makes sense. So it's hot, it's a tricky, but
do you think it's because it's so sensual and sexy, and you're doing these moves like this? It's private stuff, I guess, the movement, and that's not what you portray online. You're not someone who's sexy and you know, shaking their movement.
No,
that's
definitely
not your image.
Yeah, it's not.
So I guess it feels really vulnerable.
Yes, I think that's the right terminology. Vulnerable. When I first put it out, because when I first started doing it, I'd done a little clip of videos that I've started dancing, and I've done a few clips. Now, mind you, I do leave out the sexy bits. What you lot see that might look sexy, there's a whole lot more that might look that you guys ain't seeing. However, someone said to me, am I having a midlife crisis when I first started dancing? Yeah.
Was that a man?
No, it was a female. It might have been joking, but it was said. So I was like, no, I'm not. It's something I enjoy. And when I put that out online and I said, somebody's asked me if I'm having a midlife crisis, but this is something that I love. I got so much love on that post, like, oh my gosh, this is empowering, you go girl, like I would love to do this. But I got asked if I'm having a midlife crisis. And then I was judged I had a few friends who judged me that was thinking,
Really?
oh, what's this she doing? Is it, they just didn't understand what it was. And
Really?
it's just a dance. Do you know how many hundreds of dance classes out there? But it's not really,
I'm really shocked at that.
yeah, it's not. There's not many women who look like me in these classes, some of them. My class is predominantly black women, which I love it. But
Where
a
is the
lot of
class?
classes, my class is in South London in Vauxhall. My regular, but a lot of the classes, I would be in a minority.
Right.
But there's a lot of them out there. A lot of them out there. But yeah, I was judged at first, which I thought was quite funny.
Do you think that's what's caused the hesitation? I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing.
Thank you.
But you know what's the most beautiful thing? Your progress.
Yeah.
To see you start and to see where you are now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this can be achieved.
Yes, exactly.
From dedication and consistency.
Yeah.
And it surpasses dance for me.
Definitely. And it's funny you saying that, because that's what I see. Because I see that, Paula, when you put your mind to something and you enjoy it and you're locked in, what can happen? And I've even got a goal, because there's certain teachers that I see and I'm like, when I look like that, I've met my goal.
Well, you look amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But it's just about, just enjoying something. And I feel as women as well, we're doing all the stuff, we're leading, we're being, we're giving, and we're not doing anything for ourselves.
Yeah.
Really, if that makes sense.
Why is that? Even especially in business, I think we need to pour into ourselves more.
Yes.
And I believe that business highlights that, but we're still not doing it.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I feel like, I'm not sure if there's, as you just said, there's a certain image sometimes that we portray. And is it that, well, I'm too busy doing all the doings that I haven't got no time for me. And I feel like it's breaking down a little bit more now that people are taking more time for self-care, taking more time to say, okay, I'm going to break away and do things for myself. But I feel like we need to, it shouldn't be a sprinkle. It should be something that's in your diary, that this is a me day.
I agree.
This is a day that I do. So for myself, it's dance. I've got certain day that I'm dancing, no matter what. If my daughter may come and say, Mum, can you look after? No, I'm dancing. So I feel like we need to have something that's for us. And I feel like we need to find that one thing that's a me time. Some of us go to the gym and we enjoy doing a gym, but I don't know if that's still the thing.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know. And, and if it might be painting, you might. And a lot of the time as well, I feel like we're waiting on others. Let's go together. Sometimes you just need to go and you meet people in that environment that
100%.
you can blend with and find new people who got the same similar joys as you.
But you have to be intentional with it, because I've been like feeling a bit of lackluster in my me personally.
Yes.
Like, what is it that I like? I'm at a totally different stage in my life now. I don't like going out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Partying isn't my thing. I like low key.
Yeah.
I like calm. And I'm trying to find my hobbies. I know this might sound weird. And I've been this is going to sound so crazy, but I'm trying to find the thing that lights me up outside of work. And I've always been, it's going to sound really weird, but I've always had kind of like not an obsession, but an interest in guns.
Okay.
So I started investigating it. And I can actually go on a course where it teaches me how to be a sniper.
Right. Okay.
Like, I have to get police,
Yes.
like passing, like I have to be passed by police, like clearance.
Okay.
But they teach you how to shoot a gun in the wind, how to shoot a gun in the pitch black, etc.
Yes.
But that excites me, and I feel like it's gonna set me alight.
Okay.
I know that sounds a bit weird.
All right. Right.
No,
No, really, I'm only joking. But
I really that really enjoys me. Also, I've always wanted to start pole dancing.
Okay.
I love it. I've tried it a few times. You know, when you go for like a friend's birthday, I've always loved it, swinging around a pole. But I've never gone to do lessons.
Right, okay.
So it's something that I want to do as well.
Yes.
But it's always put on the back burner.
Yeah.
I'll do it soon, or I don't have time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm realizing now, especially at this age, if I want to find that thing for me, I have to be very intentional.
Yes.
Put the time away.
And do it.
And do it.
And do it. That's the
No
only
matter
thing.
how wild.
Yep.
My gun thing, my lap dancing thing, not lap dancing, pole dancing.
Yep. Ooh.
No matter what.
Yeah.
It is.
And just do it.
Yeah. What really pushed you to go? Or did you just randomly just say, I'm doing it?
I was just going through a really strange time where I was just feeling I need something for me. Like I was feeling like a little void. Like,
did you know it was dance, or was it just a thing where I'm going to try it?
I'm just going to try it. I didn't know it was dance. I've never danced in my life. I've never danced in my life. When I first went, I'd done the first class. I even got up and performed, because you could learn the routine and get up at the end. I got up at the end. I wasn't good, but I just done it. And then I carried on, and then I got better and better. So that's the same thing. I say you might go and do the gun range, for example, it excites you, and you might say, I don't like this. But at least you tried.
Yes.
And that's the point.
Yes.
You might go and do the pole dance and think, but at least you try to see.
Yes.
At least you try to go and see. And I think that's the important thing, that we need to try different things. Like, I got a thing about myself that once a month I got to try something new. So whether that's eating at a new restaurant, whether that's walking around a new park, whether that's just going online, finding something free to do and just traveling there. But once a month I have to do something that I've not done before. And that's, again, something like, I might go to a new class, go to a different teacher.
Yeah.
Just different things. And I think that's important, that we find that time for ourselves. And again, especially at my age now, like, people are like, oh my gosh, Paula, you do so much, you do you. Because I'm at that age where I'm going to do me. And I'm going to do things that I like doing. I travel alone. And one time I would never think about traveling alone. But now I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love it, because what you may like, I might not like. I like being in the bush. I got a stream running by me and I'm reading a book. I love that.
Yeah.
In the sunshine, and I just I love that. Where somebody else, they might not like that.
Yeah.
So it's just so important to just try and tap into the things that you like, and you're not going to know if you like it unless you do it.
Absolutely. As a business owner, have you ever experienced burnout?
Yes. But I didn't know. I wouldn't have said it was burnout. It's only when I read things I realize, oh, was you burnt out? But at the time in it, I wouldn't have said it was burnout. I would have just said, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm not giving myself enough rest. I'm not relaxing enough, not realizing maybe my mind's in overdrive.
Yeah.
And I feel like my burnout's not by doing. It's mainly maybe the overdrive of how my mind may work, of the things that I want to do, the things that I need to do, or even chastising myself of the things I haven't done.
Right. So it's like mental burnout.
Mental burnout. I find like mine would be more mental burnout as opposed to the physical burnout.
Oh, so how do you manage that?
I just had to chill. To be fair, I had to, and I think I only recognized it through reading things or listening to podcasts saying, actually, that's how I feel. Oh, is that, was I burnt out? Like, was I doing too much, or was I overthinking too much? Because I'm someone who thinks a lot. If I've got something to do, I'm thinking, sorry, I overthink a thing and think again over the thing. And I feel
do you have
like
ADHD?
No, not that I'm aware of. No, but I will overthink a thing. Where it doesn't even need to have that much thought, but I will think of all the scenarios.
You're like a 360 thinker.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the scenarios before I do, and I feel that has a lot of mental pressure. A lot of mental pressure.
It's draining.
It's very draining. Until I've learned, and my daughters can talk back to me now, especially my eldest daughter. She's like, "Mum, you're good. You don't need to overthink it. Just do it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work." And that's where I've got to the point where I will try things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And most times, it does. It may not go exactly how you want it to go, because then you've got space to tweak from there.
Yeah.
But I feel like as business owners, or even those who want to become in business, it's about trying, and I don't like the saying winning or losing. It's winning or learning.
Yeah, I agree.
So you learn along the way, but you got to try in order to learn.
I agree. It's like, just take the leap. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just go for it. Have you ever suffered from comparison?
Yes. I feel like, I don't think there's any person that I say I'm comparing myself to. I feel like it's my own internal sabotager more than looking at someone saying, "Oh, I want to be like them," or "They're doing it better."
It's not jealousy.
Yeah, because I'm someone who will look at someone and say, "I love what they're doing."
Yeah.
But for myself, I'm always going to categorize myself, which is something you have to work on. It's easier now. It's got less now. But I definitely would compare myself and say, "Oh, well, you didn't go to university to do that, to talk about that. Or you didn't study to, you haven't," so it's that where most of my knowledge comes from life experiences, where sometimes it's better than a textbook. So sometimes textbooks learning and life experiences, I prefer to hear someone who has the life experience. But when it's that way, sometimes you judge yourself more, because you're like, well, I haven't got qualifications or credentials and things like that, where I feel like a lot of my connections, or where people have gravitated to me, has been from the realness, as opposed to being a textbook speaker.
Yeah, I understand.
And I judge myself because sometimes I don't pronounce words right. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk because I don't pronounce things right. But that's just who I am. That's just me. That's P.
Yeah.
So it's,
What was the most traumatizing time that you've had since leaving your full-time job in business?
Okay.
Because I feel, looking at you, I see you online, I feel like you've had this amazing, smooth business journey. Like, you come across, you're just so powerful, you're so strong.
Oh, bless you.
You're so authentic.
Yes.
But there must have been something that truly rocked you in business. Would you mind sharing that?
Yeah, let me just think of something. I feel like the essence of me, like, for example, when I first started speaking about finance, where it was comfortable. And I feel like even now, I've still not reached the place where I want to be. So I feel that's a bit triggering for me, that to me, even though it's good knowledge and it's good things I put out, I'm still being safe. If I'm honest, I'm still very safe in everything that I do. Not saying I haven't tried things, but everything's been safe things. The things that that are passionate in my heart to really talk about, my podcast, and really dig into, is scary. And I feel like for me, that's a little bit of a traumatic thing to me. Like, Paula, you know what you're meant to do. you're qualified, you're good, you could speak about these things and with authority. Why are you scared to do that? I feel like, I hope that answers the question. That's traumatic for me, that I play safe sometimes.
Do you know what? That's so powerful, Paula, because I don't see you as somebody who plays safe.
Yeah.
At all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, and that I rate you so highly, and I know there are so many people out there that rate you just as highly as I do.
Yes.
That to know after these years, you're still playing it safe, is mind blowing.
Yeah. So, and what's good about this, me speaking about it, it kind of gives me that little oomph as well, because I'm very honest. So I will take risk and I will do things and have launches and do things, but they're still safe, if that makes sense.
I do.
Whereas the things that I really am passionate in my heart is not so safe, and you might not like me. Not that I'm going to say it in a horrible way, but you may not like what I'm saying. And
Paula,
that scares
please start to be unsafe.
that scares me.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Because do you know what? It's like, as much as it scares you, I think it's the one thing that's going to catapult you to the next realm.
And that's what I think as well. And I feel like I don't know if I'm scared of that. And that's another thing in business as well, that sometimes, and I'm only learning this as I'm going through things and learning more things. Sometimes we can be scared of our own success.
Say it again.
And that's what keeps us being safe, because we're scared. We can be scared of success. And again, for me personally, that will pull back down to my upbringing, my childhood. Who does she think she is? Or, you know, these elements that may be still stuck within me, where I'm like, I try to still, even though I'm always going to be who I am, but I've grown. But sometimes I still want to be who I am so I can still be around the environment, if that makes sense, which is a hard thing, but sometimes you've grown and you outgrow environments, you outgrow people, and sometimes you have to be in new environments for you to be in a better place to even help those in other environments you used to be in. But it's a hard place. And I've always battled with that from a very young age, because I've always been different. And I don't mean different as in better, but I've always thought different.
Yeah, I get it.
From a very young age, I've always had a different thought process. And I don't know if that's been because I've had to. And then there's other times that you feel like you're not in survival mode no more, but do you know you're not in survival mode no more? And it's time for you to thrive. So you know, so there's a lot of things to unpack.
So much to unpack.
Yes.
I can't believe we're basically come to an end.
Yeah.
It's flown by.
Yes, I know. Oh my
I could
gosh.
have another hour.
I hope that it's been interesting, because I feel like I've just gone on and it's been amazing. Not been. Yeah.
It's been amazing. But before we end, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you would like to talk about?
I think we've gone over a lot of stuff. I feel like we could have carried on for another hour or so, to be honest.
I agree.
But I feel like, no, what we've done here, I think we've touched a lot of stuff here, and I'm happy with the discussion. That's
Good.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, before you go, can you just provide one thing that you would give to an entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, that you believe is the gem that they should be carrying in their back pocket?
Okay. When you have that idea, which camera am I looking at? When you have that idea, just run with it. Just do it. Because what's gonna happen is it's gonna be successful, or you're gonna learn. So when you go again, you'll have more ammunition in your back pocket. So when you have those ideas, don't sit on them too long. Just do it. Just as Nike would say, just do it. Yeah.
Amy, thank you so much. Thank you, Paula.
You're most welcome.
This conversation has been absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank
Hopefully you can come back.
Yes, I would love to.
When you've been you've entered into your risk zone.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yes. Yeah. And then I can come back and speak
we can
about
talk
that.
About it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, hon.
Thank you.